Welcome back to our journey through the annals of Irish history. Today, we're diving deep into the story of a powerful and resilient Gaelic clan, the ofearghails, also known as the Farrells. Their legacy is etched into the very landscape of Ireland, particularly in the heart of the Midlands. So, grab a cup of tea, and let's unravel the epic tale of the Ofearghail clan. The Ofearghails trace their lineage all the way back to Ir, one of the sons of Mlspain, the mythical ancestor of the Gaels. More historically, they descend from the legendary 5th century king, Niall of the Nine Hostages. Their specific progenitor was a warrior named Feargal, whose name means man of valor. It was his descendant, Angle, who first adopted the surname ofearghail, meaning grandson of Feargal, around the 10th century. This established them as a distinct and formidable dynasty. From their early days, the Ofearghails were part of the Connacht, a group of tribes who claimed descent from Conmac, a son of the legendary queen Meb of Connacht and Fergus mac Roich. The Ofearghails rose to prominence within this group, eventually becoming the ruling chieftains of a territory known as Arghail. So how did this territory of Arghail become what we now know as County Longford? This wasn't a gift or a simple land grant. It was earned through centuries of strategic power, political maneuvering, and sheer military might. The Ofearghails established their dominance in the region from around the 11th century onwards. They were the undisputed lords of Arghail, ruling from their primary stronghold in the town of Longford, which in Irish is an longfort, meaning the fortress or the encampment. Specifically, it was Longfort Ofearghail's fortress. Their control was so absolute that the territory became synonymous with their name. For over 500 years, the land was known as O'Farrell's country. They built castles, monasteries, and churches, shaping the cultural and physical landscape. They were patrons of the arts and the church, and their rule was characterized by a sophisticated Gaelic system of law and governance. The establishment of County Longford, as we know it today, was a much later administrative change imposed by the English crown, but its borders largely reflect the ancient boundaries of the Ofearghail lordship of Arghail. Now, let's talk about battles, because you can't discuss a powerful Gaelic clan without talking about their prowess in war. The Ofearghails were constantly engaged in warfare, a necessary reality for any clan seeking to hold and expand its territory in medieval Ireland. They fought against rival Irish clans, the invading Normans, and later, the English crown. Their history is a long list of skirmishes, raids, and full-scale battles. One of their most famous moments came during the 9 Years' War in the late 16th century. The Ofearghails were key allies of the great Hugh O'Neill, Earl of Tyrone. In his rebellion against Queen Elizabeth I, they fought bravely in major engagements, including the legendary Battle of the Yellow Ford in 1598, where the Irish forces won a stunning victory against the English army. This commitment to the Gaelic cause demonstrated their unwavering spirit, even in the face of the overwhelming power of the Tudor conquest. Even after the defeat at Kinsale and the end of the 9 Years' War, the Ofearghails didn't just fade away. They continued to resist English encroachment. During the 1641 rebellion, they rose again, fighting to reclaim their lands and defend their faith. Many Ofearghails served as officers in the Confederate armies. They were known as fierce and reliable soldiers, and their military tradition continued for generations. In fact, many Ofearghails who were exiled after these conflicts, known as the Wild Dogs, went on to have distinguished military careers in the armies of France, Spain, and Austria. The number of battles they participated in is almost impossible to count, spanning from small local disputes to major national conflicts over a period of more than 600 years. Like many Gaelic surnames, Ofearghail underwent a process of Anglicization over the centuries, especially as English rule became more entrenched in Ireland. The most common and direct Anglicized version is, of course, Farrell. The O prefix, meaning grandson of or descendant of, was often dropped during periods of persecution, so Farrell became very common as well. But there are other variations you might encounter. You might see it spelled as O'Farrell or simply In some areas, phonetic spellings led to names like Farrell, Farley, or even Farley, although these can sometimes have different origins. It's a fascinating look at how language evolves and adapts under historical pressures. Today, the name Farrell is one of the most recognizable Irish surnames around the globe, a testament to the clan's endurance and the vast Irish diaspora. From their mythical origins to their centuries-long rule of County Longford, their fierce resistance against foreign powers, and the global spread of their name, the Ofearghails are a cornerstone of Irish history. They were rulers, builders, patrons, and warriors whose legacy is woven into the very fabric of the Irish Midlands. Their story is one of strength, resilience, and an undying connection to their homeland. So next time you hear the name O'Farrell or Farrell, or if you happen to be in County Longford, remember the powerful Gaelic chieftains who shaped that land and left an indelible mark on the history of Ireland. Thanks so much for watching and joining me on this historical deep dive. If you enjoyed learning about the Ofearghail clan, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you don't miss our next exploration into Ireland's fascinating past. See you in the next video.